Avett Brothers here at Mountain Jam. Welcome back.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Howdy. How's everybody doing?
Very good, very good. Hope you're well.
I hope you're well too.
We
you
are.
look well. You
We
guys,
are.
you guys still look good, man. And you got the corduroy vest on, man.
Yeah, I dressed up for today.
That's
a little
awesome. You look great.
Thank
man.
you, sir.
How do you feel?
I feel great. I feel great to be here.
You don't look as good as the guy in Antibalas. Did you see the guy with the orange
Missed it.
suit and the
Missed it.
red snakeskin shoes?
Oh, see.
It's gonna be tough to beat.
That is tough to beat. But the corduroy vest is close.
It's good. Yeah, it's working its way towards there.
You guys got new songs? We're gonna hear new stuff today.
We have new songs. You could. We were talking about it. We haven't written the set list for today yet. We haven't.
You want me to write it out for you?
You
now?
could. It's just got to be different than last time. That's all. No, there have been some new songs creeping into the sets as we've been demoing and writing for our next recording session.
Yeah. So, some people have a problem with playing new songs live because they don't want it to get out to the audience, and these days, it gets all over instantly, and then, people won't buy the record.
We've struggled with that. It's probably just a myth that people aren't going to buy the record because we've overthought that to death. It probably doesn't matter at all. Yeah, just play the song. It really doesn't matter. It's not like people are like compiling the live recordings of them, being like, oh, well, now I've got all the songs. I don't need to buy the record now. Doesn't really.
And it seems like the song goes from being a live song to a recorded song. There's always changes. It always kind of takes a different form when it finally gets on a record.
Yeah.
So.
And then it changes again when you start playing it.
And
live.
then you reinvent it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. What song has become most different, do you think, for you guys?
So many for us because we keep adding members and adding instruments and adding harmonies and tonalities that, so many of our songs are kind of, it's like almost like we've got 100 brand new songs, it seems like, every night. Because we've changed the tonality of what we do, and we've changed our capabilities dynamically. That I think that it's kind of breathes life into everything we have.
Yeah, and we're responding to the audience, and that sort of informs a lot of the changes. That song "Kick Drum Hard" is almost twice as long as it is on the record now, just because it's just stretched out because we got excited with the audience, and we try to be open to that.
Is that your longest song now?
I don't
We
know.
were just talking about Mountain Jam, the Allman Brothers song, and they can play that for 44 minutes.
Good gosh. See, we need that.
Do you think you need a half-hour song?
Yeah, I think we do.
We need one where we break into a banjo solo that goes on for about 30 minutes, so I can go under the stage and take a nap, and then come back.
And have a banjo riser.
Yeah,
I stand
banjo
on the
riser.
and I raise above the crowd.
Led Zeppelin already did that, and the song remains the same.
Yeah, but not with the banjo.
You got.
I mean,
What's the fantasy sequence going on while there's a banjo solo?
That's a good question because
That is the fantasy.
they also did the
That's it.
they also song remains the same. They also had the Tommy guns and everything, so we can't do that. They also had the wizardry.
No drag racing, right? There was drag
Yeah,
racing.
drag
I wanted to do
racing.
something with drag racing or a tractor, and they did that.
Riding the horse.
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yielding a saber.
It's all been done now. It's like orange suits and red snakeskin boots. I mean,
shoes,
what's
man.
left?
Maybe we could do like a badminton kind of sequence.
Yeah.
Something
That's
like
true.
that.
Yeah.
They have ping pong over in the
Learning center,
The
yeah.
interview is
really?
over.
Yes.
The interview is over.
Yeah.
It is.
You ready? You ready for some
Oh
ping
man,
pong?
I'm so ready.
Let's
Are you
rock.
good?
No,
No?
none of us are any good.
No,
at
y'all
all.
suck at
We
ping pong.
suck.
We're
Good.
the
Let's
worst.
go.
Let's go.
Who wins the Avett Brothers tournament?
Seth wins the most. Seth is the most consistent. I'll say this.
He's the only guy who knows how to put a little spin on the ball.
Well, no, that's not.
Joe is kind of the
Joe is
spin
very
master.
good at spin. I am the best athlete at this table, hands down, but I'm inconsistent. So on my best day, there's not a man on these grounds that can beat me, probably at any sport. But my best day doesn't always come. It's like once in a lifetime, So you might catch me on a bad day.
You never seen him on the basketball court?
I can't imagine what this guy can do. I can see it in his eyes.
They got hoops over there too.
See,
Yeah.
and he
Come
said that. He said that. That's right. It might not be my best day.
But would you rather?
When will we know?
Plus, I run my mouth a lot too.
Right. Scott is the best athlete in professional wrestling terms,
That's
as in
true.
every sport becomes professional wrestling when Scott gets involved in
Oh,
it,
yeah?
because his
That's true.
talk is
That's right.
He's a
talks the
master.
talk.
He's a
Yes.
master crap talker. I'll say that.
The day will be
It's amazing.
finishing, and I'm still just talking. There's been no
Oh,
game.
Yeah. No game. He'll somehow figure out a way to brag even if he loses.
That's true.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's like, I had more fun than you. You beat me terribly, but I had more fun, so you lose.
I'm
That's
really
right.
the
You're
winner.
actually, here's my big one. Here's my big one. I said this week to my family. I said, now listen, if I'm wrong about this, I really end up being the winner because I learned the lesson of what it's like to be wrong.
You see what I'm saying?
And I walk away with that valuable lesson.
And
So
that
if I'm
makes you
even
the
wrong
winner.
about what I'm saying right here, look,
You're the
think about the
winner.
lessons I learned. Yeah, the humility that I will feel.
I'm
Right.
wrong, and I'm so much better than you still.
I'm wrong, and I learned that lesson. I can walk away, and you only added to your pride of being a winner and
it's
putting me in
false
my
pride.
place. It's false pride.
Yeah.
I'm not challenging you. I'm getting the vibe like you're gonna take me on this challenge. I'm just everything I'm saying is a lie.
Radio Woodstock, the Avett brothers here. Speaking of family, I want to know about your grandfather,
Yeah,
Clegg,
Clegg.
a preacher.
He was a Methodist minister.
Yeah.
From the 40s through the mid 70s in western to Piedmont, North Carolina, and he was, from what we understand, was very progressive for his time and
Yeah.
his demographic. Very very progressive. Had hate mail and threats on his life for being so. So it's I don't think in today's terms he would be considered
Right.
progressive, but he was an
but
amazing
as
man.
as a white preacher in the South, preaching equality and
Martin Luther King and
goodwill
Gandhi.
Gandhi. It was a little bit shocking for probably some of the congregations he was in front of, but we never got to meet him. I guess he died.
He baptized me.
He baptized
and died
Scott
6 months later.
Really?
So
Does he have writings? I mean, did he
He
write
does,
anything?
many.
Yeah.
left a lot of sermons behind, and there was actually a collection of his sermons that was published called "For All the People," and we get a lot out of that book.
And you
Yeah.
can
And,
purchase it at
Yeah, you
cleggavet.com.
can actually buy it.
Really?
Yeah, and it's really special. There's a lot of wisdom in it. So we've all sort of visited that book and revisited it over the years. But Scott and I got a lot of firsthand accounts of his life and his soft-spoken qualities. And anytime we would go to church, pretty much every time we go to the church, one of the old timers will walk up and say, "Yeah, you look just like your grandpa. Let me tell you a story
No
about
kidding,
him." And
yeah.
it's pretty great.
Yeah. And they say he was right.
That's right.
All those years ago, he was right,
That's right.
man. How did
Yeah.
he know?
And it's not the normal. You hear a lot of stories about so-and-so's grandfather was a preacher down in the South, and he handled snakes, and he
Fire,
pointed fingers and all this.
brimstone.
It's just not. It wasn't like that. It was much more of a sort of a blue-collar intellect.
Yeah.
He really championed the blue-collar way of life. Yet he was a very educated and very wise man.
So what was his influence? Where did he learn from? Have you gone back that far?
Well,
Like Ancestry.com or anything like that?
not there, but we do have some relatives that have taken it there. I'm not really sure what his family life was like. I know he was one of 7 or one of 6.
Yeah, and we've never gotten any insight into if there was a specific mentor. I think he really drew from life experiences a lot. If you look at a lot of his sermons, they're very relatable to real life circumstance. So it seems like he got a lot just from living and seeing what he saw.
Yeah. Maybe he interpreted the Bible the right way.
Possibly.
It seems like there's a lot of good.
As rare as that is.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It can be.
Right on. So it's been a while since The Carpenter. How long has it been? When did that come out?
Well, that was a little over 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and then we released Magpie and the Dandelion
Oh, right,
the following
right.
in this past September. So we're kind of working off of those two releases, which are essentially from a similar collection of songs. So we're still sort of actually we're still exploring those songs.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Was there a big batch? I mean,
There was a batch of about 24, 25 that first were the Carpenter, and then we did some revisiting and reworking and drawing from some other collections, and the Magpie came out after that. Really though, it was kind of more from the same spot in a way.
Yeah.
And now it's exciting because we're leading on to the next page, the next chapter, the next collection of songs, which is proven to be greater in number, but we think more potent and very different and exciting.
And it's got to be better.
Oh man, it's always got to be better. It's got to be better.
It's always got to be better.
No
and,
doubt.
and the fans are watching you guys grow too.
Sure.
You know, you grow through each album, and and when you wait a couple of years, you guys have a lot of growth.
Yeah, you hope.
So you're also young.
There's a lot of reintroduction, And since we've never had any kind of legitimate hits, radio hits, that connection with our audience is very, very strong. So when we do put a record out, it's a reintroduction. And the people that have been with us for a long time, and even new folks, that they seem to be pretty invested in what a new offering is gonna entail, and what's going to be said in it. So we take it pretty seriously and put a lot of time into it.
And we've lived in the greatest position of relationship with our fans. When you get to some sort of level of notoriety or fame, meaning, equating in a relationship with fans, we've lived in the best position because no one has ever held us to do that again, or do number one again, or stay on top. It's never been like that. It's always been just keep on.
That's the beautiful thing about never reaching the top.
That's right. You got if you're up there, there's nowhere to go.
That's
so
right.
we've been reaching for that no matter what.
You actually really hear that though in your records all along. Going back to Emotionalism and to the early records, you really hear that development and that change almost from record to record.
Yeah, I feel like it's really an exciting thing and I don't want to necessarily apply that to our trajectory or our journey, but if you look at a band like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, or I think Will Oldham is a good example. If you start from the beginning, it's kind of fun to go on that journey and actually see them become better singers, or better interpreters, or better translators. It's weird when somebody is perfect
about the
right
Chili
at the beginning.
Peppers?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like they're always really talented guys, but you can hear like Kiedis's vocal ability, like through the years, just better and better and better, and you can just see
They
it.
haven't stopped their refinement. They have.
Yeah,
you see them
they
live,
just
and you
get
see
better
compare
and
them
better.
to 1989 or 90,
Right.
how awesome and how raw it was. But now it's just a beast.
They can do
and
anything.
it is pretty refined. I mean, they're still punk rockers,
Right.
but it's.
But they can
it's
play.
proficient and it's
Yeah.
big and it's strong. It's not that same young punk.
You actually
funk band.
well, you can actually say that about you guys, because I remember you coming through Woodstock like 12 years ago playing
Yeah.
the Colony Cafe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you had that rawness, and now
Right.
you are developing, I don't want to use the maturing word, but you're developing into something a little more solid, a little more.
We're like John Prine and the Red Hot Chili Peppers mixed in one. That's
right.
what we are.
That's a good mix. All right. That's not too bad. Hey, the Allman Brothers are wrapping up their career this year, 45 years
Wow.
of it. One of their final performances is Sunday nights at 7. So that Brothers Festival that we were talking about last year, you guys putting together, curating.
Oh, that's right. That's
You're
right.
gonna you're going to have to come up with a replacement. But we're celebrating a lot of 50-year anniversaries, like Bob Dylan and the Beatles and the Stones.
Yeah,
you guys
that's
ever
right.
think of a career of that length, what it'll mean?
Well,
I guess not.
There's a lot between. There's a lot between now and then.
Crickets.
No, we do. We all assume that as long as we stay alive and stay present, that we can't help but make music and make these shows happen one way or the other, big, small, just riding that wave. We have to do it. We don't really. I don't know that we really choose always to do it, or even necessarily how we do it. We just have to do it. It's. We actually asked, I was speaking to Chad Smith one time, I was like, I get off stage and I'm broken and I feel terrible, and it's like, what do you guys do? What does Flea do to keep himself so strong and good? Because I'm planning on that myself. Or Springsteen, what do they do? And he said, well, I don't really know. He just doesn't know any other way to do it. He gets up there and that's how he projects, that's how he delivers. We have our version of that, and when I think in terms of 30 years from now, I don't know that we can really help but do it. Yeah. I might be in a wheelchair doing it, but
those 2 hours.
But we'll be doing it. That's right.
I'll be 73 years old.
You'll be doing it.
I'll be doing it somehow. I'll be doing it better than all these guys. I'll be the best athlete finally.
That's right.
Well, if you can't do it, what else are you going to do?
Oh, well, that's
what's your plan B?
There's millions of things we could do. We could do other things. All four of us could. It's just we don't want to do it. What's that? We could.
Oh, we could do ping pong.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. We might even retire from this to do that.
As long as I can wear really short shorts when I'm playing.
And the tube socks?
And tube socks.
I think that's. I mean, we might see Scott in some tiny little denim shorts on the stage today.
That's true. That's
Travel
true.
to China?
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. You guys ever been to
Tutelage.
China?
We haven't been to China. No, we've not been to Asia yet.
What's the weirdest place you ever played?
Woodstock. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
There's been some strange ones.
Yeah.
But you know, you don't want to name the state
No.
that they were in because
well, Strange can be good.
Strange can be really good.
Yeah.
And some of our best moments and best lessons have been learned in strange happenings. We're not very big on naming the places because we never want to bust on anybody. But we found ourselves in some strange places, and we're lucky. We've said it many times. We're lucky to put ourselves and find ourselves in strange situations before we had more people listening to us. You know, we made some really stupid decisions that were louder decisions than some of them the dumb decisions we make now. And we're lucky to have done them early. So some of those strange places were
Character building.
building and hidden in the past.
I'm thinking about one time, a physically weird one. We played in a casino one time behind the bar, meaning that if you sat at the bar and were ordering your drink, there's the bartender in front of you, and then the Avett brothers are behind him. So that was.
I hope you're on the top shelf.
I don't know if that was the weirdest one. It was weird for me. I don't
And
know.
there were video poker machines in the bar,
Yeah.
so there were people.
Well, if
Yeah.
we're going there
Scott.
on the same tour, we were supposed to play in Pittsburgh.
Oh God.
And this was a tour with BR549, and this was both those were right. Chris was on the casino, but Donnie Herron was still with the guys, and it was kind of his changeover to Dylan. And we went to play in Pittsburgh, and the booking got flipped upside down, and we ended up at another place, which was a topless joint. And here we are playing our aspiring
Good old, some good old gospel.
inspiring gospel bluegrass music, and you know, the ladies were supposed to put their shirts on for the entry, and when people started bringing the tickets. But it was a great lesson. At the end of the night, the guys that ran the place told us, you know, if you ever come back, we'll have whatever you need. Just name it, and his list was extensive.
His list was extensive. He was offering a lot of things. At one point, I looked over and Bob was topless, and I didn't know what to do with that.
There were things on that list I never heard of before.
That's right. And
Or
Bob had
since.
heard of it all.
And at that point, I'd heard
Bob's
of
from
everything.
Jersey. He's
Yeah.
seen it all.
I've
right.
seen it all.
So what was the great lesson in this playing this topless joint?
Well, you know what? I think that night we were like, we're leaving. It's starting to snow. It's like a terrible drive back to where we're staying.
Yeah, we're lucky we survived that night at all. Really.
It was so uncomfortable, and so you think, man, we were supposed to play in some class joint in Pittsburgh in a major market there, and now we're in this. I mean, we was in the country. I mean, it was out in the middle of nowhere, and but as we left, it was like, we're cutting our teeth. Yeah, we didn't think it that soon, but I think months later we realized we'll remember this forever, and it will make us kind of like going back to the playoff game last night. It was like our version of playing in the high school gym with no air conditioning. It was really tough to do. We had to dig deep to do it because there was nobody listened to us. Nobody cared. Plus, we're in a seedy place, and there were going to be more to come, more seedy hotels, more seedy joints to play. And man, when we look back on it now, like we go to Europe and we'll play in some of those sort of spots and dives sometimes still, and we just do it, and it's not far from our memory. We don't deserve anything better.
But
we don't
the
deserve.
pain.
But we remember the pain, and we go in there and handle it.
And much as playing against LeBron James or Tim Duncan,
Exactly.
these are formidable opponents. And playing in a strip club where there's actually no one there except for the bartenders, that's a formidable opponent as a musician. And you just gotta make it happen.
You gotta suck it up.
That's
You
right.
do, and we're lucky to have gotten to do that.
And
And hope you don't cramp up.
That's right.
It really is a weird thing though, because we're on stage and if you know our music, there's a lot of proclaiming in there and things that we believe in, and we're just up there singing about family and stuff. I'm looking around
our
like, is this
heart.
really happening? Is this really happening right now?
Well, thanks for coming back to Mountain Jam.
Thanks
The
for having
Avett brothers going on
pleasure.
this afternoon, and Bob Weir.
Yeah,
Tell me
man.
about Bob Weir, old Bob Weir. You know him?
I think Scott's going to cut off his jean shorts to try to compete with Bob
Compete,
Weir
yeah.
in his
I can't compete
in his
with
short cut off jean short period. So I look forward to seeing that tonight.
All right,
We're fans of Bob for sure. Long time fans. So.
Yeah, and of the Dead. That
No doubt.
we look at their template for touring and existing a lot. We depend on that. We believe in it, and I think we're more similar than we knew when we started to them. So
Welcome back, and have a great summer. Have a great show. Thank
Thanks,
you, guys.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
Awesome.
And how about we play one of those songs that you proclaim your beliefs in?
Let's do it.
From Magpie and the Dandelion, this is Open-Ended Life.
right on.